Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to have Bryant Physical Therapy and Wellness joining us here. Yes, from Ridgeland. Is it Missouri?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. I'm so sorry. You see, I
It's
saw the MS and I
fine.
went, froze. Pleasure to have Dr. Alyssa Bryant here. We're going to talk to her today about her company, Bryant Physical Therapy and Wellness, and to talk more about the holistic care she offers, integrative nutrition, holistic health coaching. I mean, you do it all. A lot actually. So tell us a little bit about your practice, please.
Well, Bright Physical Therapy and Wellness, that's our practice. The key is to provide something different and provide holistic care. So we offer, that's why, multiple services. We don't necessarily do it all, but the services are complementary. And, you're getting help with your overall health, which also impacts your muscular and joint health and vice versa. So we include holistic physical therapy, integrative nutrition, and holistic health coaching, local massage, and fitness services. And many of the services are available virtually.
Perfect. Well, first and foremost, let's tell them the website. How can we find you?
Yes, it's bryantptandwellness.com.
Perfect. And by the way, I would love to get into your background before we talk about all the modalities you use from the
Hmm.
coaching to the physical therapy itself. Can
Yes,
I find out a little bit about you? I know you had a really strong
yes,
desire. You said to study health and wellness. Let's
yes.
talk a little bit about that. And where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Mendenhall, Mississippi. It's a very small town. But my desire to be in the health and wellness field, that started in 2010. I actually was a very sickly child that struggled with autoimmune disease, specifically Crohn's disease. And that went on for 8 years, most of my life up until 2010. But I just decided there had to be something I could do to get better. And I'm a Christian praying woman, and I just prayed about that at the time. I just went through an emergency surgery. I've been through 8 years of my health progressively getting worse until it, ended up as an emergency surgery. And at that point, I was 20 years old, and I just said, I don't want to live this way. Like there's got to
Yeah.
be more answers. We
Yeah.
were doing all the things,
Hmm.
medication and just whatnot, steroids and autoimmune or immune suppressants and things, and nothing was working.
Yeah.
And so, what I came up with after some prayer in 2010 was I'm going to change my diet and I'm just going to see if this will work. And I gave it my all. I cold turkey quit just eating all junk food and sugar and things like that in 2010. I did that pretty strictly for 2 years, and thankfully it worked for me. Within a year, my health, I was a completely different person.
Oh my goodness.
So, I just developed a passion after that for telling people. Like I was telling everyone who would listen, my friends in college, like, eat this way. Like this gave me my life back. I went on to college and had a normal college life and everything. And anytime, so after 2 years, I would try and add back in junk food, and still to this day, I get like IBS type symptoms, stomach symptoms, and then they will progressively worsen to autoimmune flares. Like I've tried some things for a month, like for me, grains. I can't eat any grains and try that for a month, and that's just something specific to me, but I tried to add it back in for a month and anyway, just developed a small Crohn's flare. And as soon as I cut them out, those
Wow.
symptoms went away again. And so it's just always amazed me. And I continue to share it. And then instead of going to veterinarian school, that was
Yes, that's
my
right. I wanted to
goal.
be a veterinarian too when I was little. It's funny you said that. I read that.
Yes, I wanted to go to veterinarian school and I was going to follow through with that. That was the, goal for so long, but God like put it on my heart that we're going to do something different. And eventually just morphed from health coaching and personal training into physical therapy and truly it was a God thing because I without the illness and everything, like I don't know how else I would have wound up here.
Beautiful. Well, I know you mentioned you want to help everyone out there grow their overall health, and that's
Hmm.
your mission. And you said you
Yeah,
work with all different types of people, different physical fitness ability levels, and to help them overcome all these obstacles. So it's
exactly.
it's exciting to have you here. Again, it's Bryant
Thank you.
PT and Wellness. That's spelled
Yes.
BRYANT PT and Wellness.com. And thank you for being here. Let's start off by
Yes.
talking.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
You're welcome. Well, I know you want to talk what's most important. It looks like it's your holistic health coaching. And by the
Yeah.
way, this is national, this is virtual. We could do it anywhere around the world. Could you share a little bit about
Yes.
that?
So with the holistic health coaching, that is, a step-by-step
Mhm.
process that I help people through, just learning about burdens in diet, lifestyle, environment, and trying to not only teach them about them, but support them. So a lot of times we go to a nutritionist or we go to a doctor and they may give us a diet.
Yep.
I even see more of that now. But then the person comes home and they're like this is so new to me. Like I don't know how to eat this way. I don't know how to cook
Yeah.
this way. I don't know how to shop this way.
Hmm.
And they may come to me and be like buying products and then I'll look at the ingredients and they're not what they needed. And they don't even know how to read the ingredient panel sometimes. It's just because you're new to it. I had to learn, people have to learn. But the point is you need help. So a health coach is that person that is the support person.
Okay.
You get to text and talk to. So my people have my direct number. They text and talk to me. We do virtual grocery store tours or in person if they're local. We do pantry clean outs, but the other thing is all of that can be overwhelming anyway, unless you have someone who wants to pace you and understand that and make it a baby step process and that sort of thing. So that's really what I do. And then we just see, what we can do for their health and we watch, whether it's weight loss, things like that improve, their energy improves. My weight actually became healthy, but in the opposite way, with what I do. And but regardless of that, it's how you feel and what you can do and even being able to do things like getting on and off the floor and squat and skip and learning how to make that possible again if that's an issue.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And also, let me
Yes.
ask, you've been doing this for how long now? And can I just get ask a little bit about your training
Yeah.
background and your schooling?
So,
Thank you.
yes, I have been health coaching since 2013. And that was an integrative nutrition health coaching certification and personal training certification at that time that I started with. Also through the National Academy of Sports Medicine for the personal training. The Institute of Integrative Nutrition is where I got my health coaching certification. And a lot of the instructors for that course, it was a national led course. The doctors and things, they were about holistic, modalities and medicine, functional medicine and things. And it was a wonderful course. I highly recommend the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, which it's been 10 years or 11 years since I've done that. But I went on, I had my bachelor's degree in state shortly after that, Mississippi State University, Bulldogs. But after that, it was a couple of years out just doing the health coaching work, training work, and decided that I was going to follow through with grad school. And a physical therapist in Louisville, Mississippi, inspired me to go to physical therapy school at the University of Mississippi Medical Center. And I was there for 3 years and finished that degree in 2019. And I added that to my services after that and started this business in 2020 during the pandemic. But that's where I'm, that's where it's all from.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I know also what's
Yes.
very important to you for us to talk a little more about today. By the way, the physical therapy you're doing
Hmm.
as well. So it's a combination process, really.
Yes.
What did you
Hmm.
want to talk a little more about that or?
Yeah, like just explain some of like the goal of therapy or what we're doing.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay. So physical therapy is another way to improve your health, and the resources and info that I try to provide is of lifetime use. A lot of people don't even know what physical therapy is, what we can do for them. So, we can talk about that. I want our professionals, other people in the field to get better at
Yeah.
explaining to people what physical therapy has to offer. So many people may think it's just hospital-based care or, after major, major injuries or just, learning to walk again, that type of thing. But there is so much that we can offer just from a fitness perspective and
Hmm.
just in daily life. So, also from the holistic perspective that we provide, the nutrition is important, talking about whole foods,
Yeah.
but we're making sure our therapy is comprehensive. And so we're like, yes, these exercises and, this treatment is one key. And then I'm also going to teach you about other keys that support your goals physically. So, we teach people how to squat again. Like I said, get on and off the floor again,
I'm
jump
46.
again.
I don't know if I could do these things again, but it's like, yeah, as we get
Well,
older, it's harder.
yes. My
Uh-huh.
husband, which anyway,
Which
people
is
in their
John. I know
30s.
John's your husband, right?
Yes. Yes. My husband John, but people in their
Oh, hold on. We lost you 1 second. People in their 30s.
see
Yep.
that go away in my practice when they work with me. We find out what's tight, what's weak. And I'm sorry, my internet connection says it's unstable. So,
Yeah,
but
you just broke up
okay.
for a second, but we got it back.
Okay. But we recover the flexibility and the weakness in my practice, the strength and conditioning. And then, I have people who come to see me for like their CrossFit or their workout issues. They may be running and very active, but then they can't squat and things like that with any stability. And so we address all of that, and it's exciting and it's fun. But from 30s, all the way to 70s, we're working on things like this and plus. But I see a lot of older adults who don't know how to skip anymore. And we're like, when did we lose this? And also, we stopped doing these things. We can't stop or it's going to get worse. Like right now, if
Hmm.
people in their 30s go, oh, it's uncomfortable to get on and off the floor, I'm just not going to do it. And I'm just going to sit in this one position all
Yeah.
the time, maybe on a couch, you know, you will stiffen up to that. And then, anyway, it's just going to get worse. So, do what you need to do to get better and function and speak with someone like me to help with that. Do we talk about, let's see, just injury prevention, injury recovery? We definitely do that too. We work with people after motor vehicle accidents and trauma like
Hmm.
that also. And yeah, that covers a lot of it.
Well, also, I know you were talking a little about the importance of joint health. You want to talk about, functional assessments with all these exercise programs, and you're physically able to do physical therapy in person. And this is in
Yeah.
Mississippi. What area again?
Hmm. Ridgeland, Mississippi.
Perfect. And
RIDGE.
our,
Because there's two cities that so we often
oh,
spell out the RIDGE, Ridgeland.
well, I also like hearing, testimonials and client stories. Do you
Yes.
mind sharing a little bit about your work and what people are saying and how you've helped
Yeah.
them?
Would you like me to pull up some Google reviews and
Oh,
like
sure.
go
That'd
through
be
some of
great.
that?
And
I
for you,
think I could
those
do it easily.
perfect. And just right now, just to remind
Oh,
everyone how we can reach you. So BryantPTandWellness.com. There's something also on the website that I just had a question about, if you don't mind. I was reading
sure.
about
Tell me.
you also do massage, but also myofascial release. What is myofascial release? I've
Yes.
heard of it. Just curious.
Yes, so it is a form of massage. I am, basically think about it as deep tissue massage. We do some active release techniques too, but that's more passive, but just meaning I'm hands-on and I will work out discomfort that way too. I'm also trying to find your Zoom meeting. Okay, there it is. But yes, I'm trying to work out deep tissue, whether you want to call it knots or whatever, dense areas where it's painful. So I may see a back pain patient, and we do usually find muscle spasms and tension in their back, and they don't know sometimes that that's what's going on. And so I use it at least briefly in physical therapy and then outside of physical therapy for tension and in massage. But we work out that area that way, and it helps them better tolerate the exercise and treatment that's, in addition to that. And we see really good results from it, and people can relax and get tension, that's caused from stress and issues like that reduced that way. It's more of
Awesome.
our short-term solution for
Okay.
pain relief, and then we work out the other reasons for that developing, and we want it to any of that tension or knots, so to speak, or dense extra density, those muscle spasms, we want them to be less frequent. And so over time, and that be less of a need, but it's really useful from the beginning when that is existing. We may see a back pain patient and they may not know that their calves and their hamstrings and these other areas are actually really tense too, and that it's all connected. And so
Wow.
we're looking at that too and working that out, at least briefly if we need to.
Oh, well, thank you for that. And yeah, I would love to hear some of the clients you're working with. I mean, do you have people that you health coach, right? You're working with for physical therapy reasons. But I also read on the website you offer a free consultation, right? So if someone's interested in working
Mhm.
with you, can you just share what's the phone number to call?
Yes, it's 601-382-1868. And so, we can just briefly go over your concerns and then explain, what we have to offer and just see if we can benefit, you and work together and do what we need to do for you.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. Well, let's talk about some of the clients that you have. Any stories in
Okay.
particular you want to share? It's always good to hear what people are
Yes.
experiencing with you.
I'm on the Google review page because I don't really know like how to speak for people other than just summary, you know what I mean? One, I think this is gonna help me. Let's see here. Yeah, reviews. There they are. Okay. So one of our recent reviews said, I had my first appointment today and already booked my second session. I appreciated the professional yet laid back atmosphere and personalized experience. She focused on the areas I needed relief and was very, very thorough and highly recommend. And with that person, we started with myofascial release and also exercise and did a thorough assessment and found flexibility and weakness and addressed all of that. And we create a home exercise program that is very detailed videos that allows someone to also work on their own as much as they want to. Um, the other thing I should say is that we make therapy very affordable and accessible and what we
Hmm.
do. And so someone can choose to see us as often or, as few times as they like, with that independent exercise program in such a relevant case. Our health coaching program is like a 6-month program. So like it's best to, decide to make these baby steps over time. And that's why we do that. And
Oh,
then this is another review. It says Alyssa is highly skilled and offers both a therapeutic and medical type massage. I have used several other myofascial specialists, and she by far is the best. She listened intently to my concerns, addressed them, and even found areas I didn't even know were tight. I schedule her at least once a month now as I get a long lasting relief from her treatments. And our next case is after a motor vehicle accident. She said Bryant Physical Therapy really came to my aid after my auto accident, and the pain level was a 10 plus. But the
hmm.
comfort and knowledge performed on me by Alyssa was excellent, and I thank her for taking care of my injuries. And of course, we have more. Someone said they couldn't have recovered as fast without her kind help, and that was for a knee injury. But you know, you can find reviews on Google. Just search Bryant Physical Therapy and Wellness.
Well, it's always good to hear how you're helping people. So thank you for
Well,
sharing
thank
that.
you.
And
And I'm very thankful too for their kind reviews. And but truly I'm in this field because I'm passionate about it and want to help.
beautiful. And also, just reading more about you, um, you just love helping people with overall goals. Has there ever been a challenge? I know your original story. Anyone else? Is there a good story? You had the Crohn's, right?
Right.
Do you still have that, or does that go away eventually? Just curious.
They say you always have it.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to challenge necessarily that
Hmm.
medical whatever, but I I'm not affected by it anymore unless I eat the things I'm not supposed to. So, what should have happened is I should have been evaluated for food sensitivities early on in my life
Uh,
in that journey.
so do you
And
recommend people to get that if they're having those
yes,
problems to get those, go to their
yes.
doctor,
Uh-huh.
it's, I
Which
guess,
a lot of doctors, they don't
don't do.
honestly, and back then especially, were just like, diet won't help you. Here's your immunosuppressants, here's your steroids. And unfortunately, those didn't help me either, and I almost died in the process. So, and what happens is in Crohn's disease, your gut tissue, your lining actually breaks down. And so mine became perforated too, and that was what
Ah,
ended up as an emergency surgery. But it's killing the gut tissue. My body will have an immune reaction to eating certain things and have self-destruction in that area. But for me, that was what it took. Now everyone's different. There we look at, environmental burdens and lifestyle burdens too. Stress is definitely a player, and there's some other things, but for me, that's the biggest player. Um, and other people have these issues. So I'm actually in international, we'll say international support groups on Facebook. Back when I got started in Yahoo groups. Throw back to that. But anyway, these people are saying like, yes, I changed my diet and I got better. And they're, also upset that no one told them it was possible. But you've got people on both sides of the
yep.
aisle going, it's not possible and it is possible. And you've got people who choose what they believe
Yeah.
to get better and make this I don't know, quote unquote go away. But my last flare was in 2000. Well, 2010 was one of those flares. In 2018,
Okay.
um, I got mold poisoned,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
moved into a camper with mold, and so we actually found out mold is a player for me. And I didn't
Wow.
realize the camper had that mold, obviously. I just moved into a
Yep.
decent camper that we bought to like maybe do some travel therapy. And unfortunately, within 6 months of living there, I was really sick. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why all of a sudden? And so some people will tell you that even if you um don't have a flare for so long, they call it a flare. You may flare at a
Yep.
different point in your life. But for me, this was mold. I went to a functional medicine doctor who determined it. She helped me, cleanse my system of that mold. And as soon I moved out, and within a year, I was completely fine again. And so you're talking about, for me, the flare that in childhood, it never went away. I was basically sick for 8 years because of what wasn't addressed. And then 2002, 2010. And then in 2018, when I experienced a flare again, it wasn't my diet at that point. It was just mold. And but I couldn't figure that out at the time. So I went to a functional medicine that's a holistic practitioner, and she figured it out. And instead of me being sick for 8 years,
Oh,
bam, I was, doing well again. So again, there's other variables and such. In the South, mold is pretty common, unfortunately, the
mm-hmm.
humidity here. And so we do evaluate for that. I think here the holistic, especially the functional medicine nurse practitioners and things will evaluate for that. And I've only had that one flare since, and again, it was quickly dissipated from whatever, from just figuring that the actual root cause out and
Yeah.
solving it.
All right. Well, thank
Mhm.
you so much. I
Yeah.
mean, we still have 2 minutes left in the show. So how did you
Yeah.
kind of want to close off for today?
Let's see. What haven't I talked about? We do also, like, just to kind of give it a title, the muscular and joint health and functional assessments with exercise programs. So that's kind of our fitness side, like seeing what's going on at your joints and with your muscles with the flexibility and weakness. That's what I was describing earlier. And I am
Well-
just trying to figure that out.
Well, why should we contact you, right? What would you say
Right.
in closing today? Tell us, you know,
Yes.
what makes you unique? And clearly you're passionate, compassionate. You have
Sure.
a lot of great reviews. What would you say if someone's
Yeah.
interested and why they should call?
Health is so important. A lot of us are ignoring it, and I get it. Life is busy, stressful. There's a lot going on in today's world, but it's true that when you ignore it, the problems get worse, and eventually they may just set you on your, butt anyway. And then you're just out of work and out of life, and if I didn't do what I do, I'd be really sick, and I don't even know if I'd, be married to my husband and have my 3-year-old. Because at one point in my
how big?
life,
You have a boy, a girl? How
yes,
tell
a
me.
little boy,
Oh my, what's his name?
Brooks Bryant.
Wonderful. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, what a cute name. See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Wonderful. I have a 7 and
Yes.
9-year-old, 2 little boys.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But if I wouldn't have addressed, honestly, my own health, I don't think I would have ever been well enough for that. So, anyway, health is truly an investment and a wealth. And we, just need someone who can help us. And like I said, if you're tired of like just being told what to do without actually any support around it, you can contact us. We're doing one-on-one care. We're not in, a group gym setting with, a therapist distracted by multiple, cases and that sort of thing. We're here for you when you're in our office with us, or whether you're on our virtual call with us or on the phone with us. You have my direct number, and it's truly a supportive and immersive experience to work with us and address health issues and make
Beautiful.
it possible to just maintain your health and grow your health in a baby step situation if you want to go slow or fast.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Pleasure having you here.
Yes,
Looking
thank
forward
you.
to getting to know you further. Just one more time, tell us
Yes.
how we can reach out to you for that free consultation, please.
Sure. Please reach out to us. My phone number is 601-382-1868. And we also have another line. If you can't reach us there, it's 601-308-3771. And that's the main way to get a
Thank
hold of us
you.
the quickest.
All
You can
right.
find our website, bryantptandwellness.com too.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Pleasure having you here. Looking forward to the
Yes.
next time we get to
Thank
connect.
you.
Thanks again.
Thank
And to all
you.
of our listeners, please stay tuned. More of the show's coming right up after the break.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.